We are going to see how and what is a integer variable and how to create an integer data type. So let's begin. What is integer data type? An integer data type specifies that it is a whole number that would be placed in the variable. If you see here, integer is a whole number without any decimal places. Okay, the meaning of it is when I want to store something into a variable, that data is going to be a whole number without any decimal places. Good. The next question is, when we specify a data type, it also tells what is the size of that particular variable. Yeah. So when we come to size of the variable, if you see here, when we say that the data type is int, it also means that the size that I'm allocating for that particular data type is what? 4. So when I say data type is int, how many bytes am I allocating? I'm allocating 4 bytes. So any variable with 4 byte of size will have these many minimum values and these many maximum values. Right? So this is what the data type actually means. Now let's go ahead and see how to create a integer variable. I'm opening Eclipse program. Okay. So here we're going to create a class. The class name, I've created it as variables. It could be anything of your choice. I chose to keep the class name as variables because we are learning about variables. So we're going to see now how to declare an integer variable. So declaring integer variable is creating a memory space inside the RAM of the size 4 bytes. Let's see this now. The keyword that we use to create or declare an integer variable is int. So I'm saying int means what? Integer. And the next part is I have to say a variable name. The variable name can be anything of your choice. Here I choose to keep it as var1. Okay. Then I am initializing my variable to 10. So what happens in this line is I'm doing two things. I am declaring a variable and I'm also initializing a variable. Great. Let us say I want to create a string variable, or which could store any let's say text or a name, something which is non-numeric. Okay, let's see this. So what should be the data type? The keyword that we use is going to be string. Let's say I want to store a name. So the variable name that I'm going to use is again name, because I'm going to store a name inside. And I am not doing anything else. With this I'm putting a semicolon and I'm stopping it. So now what has happened is I only defined it, I did not initialize it. Okay, so I'm putting a comment statement which says declaring string variable. Okay, but in this case, what do you think it is going to be? It is declaring and initializing. What variable? Integer variable. Hope this is clear to you. And by the way, this type of a comment line is called as single line comment. Usually programmers create comments to make the program more readable. Now when I open this particular program again, let us say after a month or after 2 months, I will know what is the purpose that I created int var1. Okay, that's why we go for comments. Let me also finish this up with initializing the value for name variable. So I'm going to say name equals okay, I'm just creating a variable name here, and then I'm initializing the variable with the name Ahmed Z, just to say so. Okay, so what am I doing here? In this part, I am initializing a variable. Good. So initialization and declaring can be done in the same line, or it can be done in two different lines.